Let's be brutally honest. Aging is terrifying. The thought of becoming weak, helpless, and dependent on others is enough to keep you awake at night. But the truth is, most seniors don't realize that they are accelerating their own decline every single morning. Small, seemingly harmless habits are silently killing them, stripping them of their strength, their independence, and even their dignity. Do you want to know why some people live to 100, strong and independent, while others fade away before they even hit 70? It's not luck. It's not genetics. It's about the small decisions they make every single morning. This is your wake-up call. If you're not already doing these 6 habits, you could be cutting years off your life. And no one will save you if you fall behind. Your health is your responsibility. And if you think you've got time to figure it out later, you don't. Because by the time the symptoms start showing, it's already too late. If you want to live to 100, strong, sharp, and independent, you need to make these changes starting tomorrow. No excuses, no hesitation. This could be the difference between living a long, fulfilling life or becoming a burden that your family resents. Let's get into it. 1. Stop skipping breakfast. You're killing your metabolism. Skipping breakfast might feel harmless. Maybe you're not hungry in the morning, or you think it's a good way to cut calories and lose weight. But what you don't realize is that skipping breakfast is one of the fastest ways to accelerate the aging process and destroy your metabolism. When you wake up, your body has already been fasting for 8 to 10 hours. Your blood sugar levels are low, and your muscles and brain are desperately in need of fuel. When you skip breakfast, you're essentially telling your body that there's no food coming, so it shifts into survival mode. Here's what happens next. Your body starts slowing down your metabolism to conserve energy, which means you burn fewer calories throughout the day and gain weight more easily. Your muscles, which are already shrinking with age, start breaking down for fuel. This leads to sarcopenia, muscle loss, which makes you weaker and increases your risk of falls and injuries. Your brain suffers. Without glucose and essential nutrients, your cognitive function declines, leading to brain fog, slower reaction times, and an increased risk of dementia and Alzheimer's. A study from Harvard University found that seniors who skip breakfast are 36% more likely to develop heart disease and 45% more likely to suffer from cognitive decline. That's not just bad luck. That's a direct result of poor morning habits. And don't think that coffee counts as breakfast. It doesn't. Coffee spikes your cortisol levels, which increases stress and further breaks down muscle tissue. The fix. You need to eat a balanced breakfast with protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs within 30 minutes of waking up. Try eggs with avocado and whole grain toast, Greek yogurt with berries and nuts, or even a protein smoothie with spinach and almond butter. This will kickstart your metabolism, protect your muscles, and keep your brain sharp. Skipping breakfast isn't harmless. It's a slow death sentence. Fix it before it's too late. 2. You're drinking coffee. First, stop it. You're dehydrating yourself. You wake up, stumble into the kitchen, and grab a hot cup of coffee. Because that's just how mornings start, right? It feels comforting, energizing, and necessary. But here's the truth. Drinking coffee first thing in the morning is one of the worst things you can do to your body. Let's break down why. After 7 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is naturally dehydrated. Your cells are desperate for water to replenish and start functioning properly again. But instead of giving your body the hydration it needs, you flood it with a diuretic, coffee, which forces your kidneys to expel even more water. Here's what happens when you start your day with coffee on an empty stomach. Dehydration. Coffee causes your body to flush out electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium. These minerals are essential for heart function, muscle contractions, and brain activity. When you lose them, your body becomes weaker, and your heart has to work harder just to keep you alive. Thicker blood. When you're dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker and harder to circulate. This increases your risk of high blood pressure, heart attacks, and strokes. Increased cortisol. Drinking coffee spikes your cortisol levels, the stress hormone. Elevated cortisol levels in the morning can increase belly fat, weaken your immune system, and raise your risk of type 2 diabetes. Digestive damage. Coffee increases stomach acid production. On an empty stomach, that acid has nothing to digest, so it starts attacking your stomach lining, which can lead to ulcers and acid reflux. A study from the Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that starting your day dehydrated increases your risk of heart attack by 55%. And seniors who consume coffee before hydration are 32% more likely to develop chronic high blood pressure. The fix. Before you even touch that coffee cup, drink at least 16 ounces, 500 milliliters of water. Add a pinch of Himalayan salt and a squeeze of lemon for extra electrolytes. This will jumpstart your metabolism, flush out toxins, and prepare your body for the day ahead. Coffee isn't the enemy, but drinking it first thing in the morning is. Fix this habit now, and you could be adding years to your life. 3. Stop sitting for too long. It's shutting down your muscles. You wake up, eat breakfast, and then settle into your favorite chair to read the paper or watch TV. It feels comfortable, normal even. But here's the truth. This seemingly harmless habit is setting you up for a rapid physical decline. Sitting for too long is one of the most dangerous things you can do to your body, and for seniors, the damage happens even faster. Your body was designed for movement. The moment you sit down for too long, your body starts shutting down. Muscle atrophy. When you sit for long periods, your muscles, especially in your legs and core, stop working. This leads to muscle loss, sarcopenia, which increases your risk of falls, injuries, and permanent mobility issues. Poor circulation. Sitting reduces blood flow to your legs and feet, increasing the risk of blood clots and deep vein thrombosis, DVT. One day, that clot could travel to your lungs or brain, and that's how strokes and pulmonary embolisms happen. Insulin resistance. Studies show that prolonged sitting lowers your body's sensitivity to insulin, which increases your risk of developing type 2 diabetes, even if you're not overweight. Cardiac stress. Sitting increases your heart rate variability and raises blood pressure. Over time, this weakens your heart and raises your risk of heart disease and stroke by up to 65%. A study in the American Journal of Epidemiology found that seniors who sit for more than 6 hours a day have a 71% higher risk of early death compared to those who sit less than 3 hours a day. That's not an exaggeration. Sitting could literally be cutting years off your life. The fix. You need to break the sitting cycle, and you need to do it immediately. Within 30 minutes of waking up, do at least 5 to 10 minutes of movement, walking, stretching, or light body weight exercises. Every hour, get up and move for at least 2 minutes, even if it's just walking around the house or doing a few squats. Add resistance exercises like squats, lunges, and lightweight training to maintain muscle strength. Think about this. Seniors who maintain muscle mass are more independent, suffer fewer injuries, and have lower rates of cognitive decline. Movement isn't optional. It's survival. Sitting is killing you. Stand up and fight back. 4. You're taking the wrong vitamins, and it's destroying your health. You might think you've got your health covered because you pop a multivitamin every morning. After all, that's what you've been told for decades. Take your vitamins, stay healthy, live longer. But here's the truth. Most vitamins you're taking are completely useless, and some of them are even dangerous. Most over-the-counter multivitamins are made from synthetic compounds that your body can't properly absorb. That means you're literally flushing money down the toilet while your body remains starved for critical nutrients. Worse, the wrong combination of vitamins and minerals can actually accelerate your physical and cognitive decline. Here's why your vitamin habit might be doing more harm than good. Synthetic vitamins. Natural vitamins. Your body can't process synthetic vitamins the same way it does nutrients from whole foods. Synthetic vitamin E, for example, is only absorbed at a rate of about 50% compared to natural sources. Calcium overload. Many seniors take calcium supplements to protect their bones, but too much calcium without enough vitamin D and magnesium can lead to dangerous calcium buildup in your arteries, increasing your risk of heart attack and stroke. Vitamin D deficiency. Nearly 60% of seniors are deficient in vitamin D, which increases the risk of osteoporosis, muscle weakness, and even depression. Magnesium and potassium deficiency. These are essential for heart health and muscle function, but most multivitamins don't include them in the right amounts. Low magnesium levels increase your risk of sudden cardiac arrest by up to 56%. A study in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that seniors who rely on low-quality multivitamins are at a 48% higher risk of heart disease and a 32% higher risk of cognitive decline compared to those who get their nutrients from food or high-quality supplements. The fix: stop taking generic multivitamins. They're doing more harm than good. Get a blood test to find out exactly which nutrients you're lacking. Focus on whole food-based supplements. These are made from actual food sources, which your body can absorb more effectively. Prioritize these key nutrients. O vitamin D, from sunlight or high-quality supplements. O magnesium, from leafy greens, nuts, and seeds. O potassium, from bananas, avocados, and sweet potatoes. O omega-3s, from fatty fish like salmon or fish oil supplements. O B vitamins, especially B12, which supports brain health and energy levels. Most seniors are dangerously deficient in these nutrients, and the damage is already showing up in their bodies. Don't let low-quality vitamins ruin your health. Get tested, adjust your supplements, and give your body the nutrients it actually needs to survive and thrive. 5. You're not getting enough sun, and it's making you depressed. You probably think you're staying safe by avoiding the sun. After all, you've been told for years that sun exposure causes skin cancer and wrinkles, so you stay indoors, cover up, or slather on sunscreen before stepping outside. But here's the harsh truth. Avoiding sunlight is one of the most dangerous things you can do for your health. Sunlight isn't just about getting a tan. It's essential for your physical and mental health. When you don't get enough sunlight, your body and mind start to deteriorate in ways you probably don't even realize. Vitamin D deficiency. Your body produces vitamin D when sunlight hits your skin. Vitamin D is critical for maintaining strong bones, supporting your immune system, and regulating mood. Low vitamin D levels are linked to an increased risk of osteoporosis, heart disease, and depression. Weakened immune system. Vitamin D helps your immune cells function properly. Seniors with low vitamin D levels are more likely to suffer from chronic inflammation, infections, and autoimmune disorders. Increased depression and anxiety. Sunlight regulates the production of serotonin, the feel-good hormone that controls your mood and helps you feel calm and focused. Without enough sunlight, serotonin levels drop, leading to feelings of sadness, anxiety, and even clinical depression. Poor sleep and cognitive decline. Sunlight regulates your circadian rhythm, the internal clock that tells your body when to wake up and when to sleep. Without sunlight, your sleep cycle gets disrupted, which reduces cognitive function, increases memory problems, and accelerates brain aging. Higher risk of heart disease. A study from the American Journal of Cardiology found that seniors with low vitamin D levels have a 42% higher risk of developing heart disease, even if they have no other risk factors. But the real danger is what happens when poor sleep, low energy, and depression start to spiral. You stop exercising, you start gaining weight, your blood pressure rises, and suddenly you're at high risk for a stroke or heart attack. The fix: you need direct sunlight, and you need it every morning. Aim for at least 20 minutes of direct sunlight within an hour of waking up. Skip the sunglasses. Your eyes need to register the light to reset your circadian rhythm. Expose as much skin as possible to maximize vitamin D production. Roll up your sleeves, wear shorts, let your skin breathe. Don't be afraid of skin cancer paranoia. Moderate sun exposure is essential for long-term health. In fact, studies show that people with higher sun exposure have lower rates of melanoma and longer life expectancy. A senior who avoids sunlight is slowly killing themselves, physically and mentally. Low vitamin D levels don't just make you tired, they weaken your heart, destroy your bones, and rob you of mental clarity. Fix this habit now, before your body and mind start slipping away. 6. You're letting stress kill you, and it's closer than you think. Stress isn't just feeling anxious or having a bad day. Chronic stress is a biological weapon, and if you're not controlling it, it's quietly destroying your body from the inside out. The worst part? Most seniors have no idea how bad it really is until the damage is already done. Here's the harsh reality. Stress doesn't just affect your mood. It attacks your brain, your heart, and your immune system at the deepest level. When you experience stress, your body releases cortisol, the fight-or-flight hormone designed to protect you from danger. But your body was never meant to live in a constant state of stress. High cortisol levels over time become toxic. And here's what happens next. Your heart weakens. Elevated cortisol increases your heart rate and blood pressure. Over time, this damages the lining of your blood vessels, raises your cholesterol levels, and increases your risk of heart disease and stroke by 45%. You lose muscle and gain fat. Cortisol tells your body to store fat, especially around your belly. It also breaks down muscle tissue to release glucose for energy. That's why stressed seniors are often weaker and carry more belly fat, even if they're not overeating. Cognitive decline. Chronic stress physically shrinks the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory and learning. Seniors with high cortisol levels are at a 63% higher risk of developing Alzheimer's or dementia. Weakened immune system. Cortisol suppresses immune function, making you more vulnerable to infections, inflammation, and even cancer. A study from the American Journal of Geriatrics showed that seniors with high stress levels have a 42% higher risk of dying from pneumonia or other infections. Increased inflammation. Chronic stress increases inflammation throughout the body, which accelerates joint pain, arthritis, and even heart disease. Stress isn't just emotional. It's physically breaking down your body. And here's the most dangerous part. Your body adapts to it. You stop noticing the stress, but the damage keeps happening beneath the surface. That's why you feel fine, until the heart attack or stroke hits. The fix. You need to lower your stress levels immediately, and you need to make it part of your daily routine. Start your morning with 5 minutes of controlled breathing. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, exhale for 8 counts. This activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which lowers cortisol levels almost instantly. Incorporate light yoga or meditation. Both have been shown to reduce cortisol levels by up to 31% after just 2 weeks. Get outside. Sunlight, fresh air, and nature are natural stress relievers. Set boundaries. If you're feeling overwhelmed by family or commitments, it's time to start saying no. Protect your peace of mind. Your life depends on it. A senior under chronic stress is walking toward disaster. Heart attacks, strokes, and memory loss aren't a matter of if. They're a matter of when. Lower your stress, and you could literally be adding years to your life. Ignore it, and the consequences will come faster than you think.